What's going on? We're talking about discipline versus motivation. When you're trying to build your business online, network marketing, affiliate marketing, it all can fit within the same umbrella.
Most people wait for motivation before they act. They want that fire, that excitement, that perfect moment when everything feels aligned. But let me tell you a story that proves why discipline, not motivation, is a real engine of success. A few years ago, a friend of mine joined a network marketing company and he was fired up. He had the dream board, fresh notebook, energy that made everyone believe he was unstoppable. For a week, he was everywhere: calls, meetings, posts, prospecting. He felt like he was on fire. But then that fire dimmed.
When I first jumped into network marketing, I was doing the MLM business and I was the same way. I was out there handing out flyers. I was calling my people, texting people. I was doing everything that people say to do, right? But that can literally burn you out over time.
No turned into two. And suddenly the excitement vanished. He told himself, I'll get back to it when I feel motivated again. But then that motivation never really came back. 6 months later, he was back at his 9 to 5, frustrated, wondering what went wrong. Motivation is like a fuel in a lighter. It burns hot, but it burns out fast. Discipline is the habit of striking the match every day, even when you don't feel like it. And in network marketing, that difference decides who actually builds a business and who just talks.
As of right now, I really didn't want to do this video. I was kind of debating, should I jump online? Because it's been a while since I put something out there. And because I'm a little under the weather and I'm not really feeling good. So if you hear some sniffing, I apologize by that. But that's where discipline comes in. When you really don't feel like doing something, do it anyway. Well, I guess in a way, I guess you could say I do feel like doing it. Otherwise, I wouldn't. One of my mentors said you do want to do videos when you feel like doing videos, because people can feel the energy. They can tell the I don't know the right word for it, but they can tell if you're into it, if you're not into it, and that feeds through the video. It really do. People don't believe that it feeds through the video, but it really does. That's why it's best to do videos when you're in the mood, especially after you make a sale. You don't have to talk about the sale itself, but you're feeling good at that moment. Let me jump on the camera. Let me give the energy. I'm feeling good. Let me roll with it. That's what discipline comes into play. Because if you make it a habit, and you jump on camera, it's just going to be noticeable, right? It's going to be noticeable, and it's going to become normal for you to have that energy because you know you're on camera.
Discipline is boring. It shows up to the team call when you'd rather be watching Netflix. It's sending those 3 follow-up messages when you'd rather be scrolling social media. It's doing the presentation again, even when that last person told you no. Motivation gives you a spark, but discipline builds the fire.
That's a very true statement. And when it comes to talking about that, scrolling through social media, what I like to do is I like to post images on social media, and I like to post strategic messages attached to my images, and it's designed to attract the right person because I drive traffic. My job is traffic. I drive traffic to my system. The system collects the leads. The system does a follow-up, and the system does sales in the business that I'm promoting. And you can get that information through the link in the comments. But my job is traffic. That's what I focus on. I let the system do the hard work.
Most people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. And in network marketing, momentum isn't built by one big rally or one big event. Momentum comes from the daily
Doing something every single
daily
day.
drip of conversations, content, self-growth. You don't win the game by taking one massive swing. You win by showing up every single day and stacking bricks until you build something real. Imagine planting a seed. You water it daily, but for weeks, nothing happens. Motivation says, why bother? There's no growth. Discipline says, trust the process, keep watering, and then one day, something breaks the soil.
When you put in regular action on a day by day basis, it may not happen at that moment. Then one day you get a sale to come through, right? One day I was talking to a person on the phone, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, I'm looking at your opportunity. It looks great. Let me take more of a look." Called, we had a conversation, asked some questions. When we hung up, about a couple of days went through, so I was like, okay, maybe they're not going to join. So I was cutting the grass. So as I was cutting the grass, I came back and I checked my phone, and the cell came through. So it's just taking those actions, and one day the flower will sprout. It takes for that flower to break through the soil before it can appear. Ain't no difference in what we do inside of network marketing, affiliate marketing, etc.
Network marketing is especially brutal on the unprepared. You're dealing with rejection, skepticism, and the voices in your own head. If you rely on motivation, every no feels like a brick wall. But discipline says, next call, next message, next connection. Discipline turns rejection into redirection.
100% true. And talking about those no's, doing those extra steps, I simplified it for me, because if it's not simplified, if it's not simple, if it's not something that's sustainable that you can do every single day without thinking about it, it's tough for me. I work a full-time job. I got a family. I like to spend time with my family. So the whole idea of going out doing presentations, going out prospecting, and doing all those extra things, I don't want to do that. So I do online marketing. I do videos like this because YouTube videos are going to last. A person can watch a video 5 years from now, and hopefully you're in the same opportunity. Me, I don't want to change. I am going to be inside of Exitus Elite until their doors are closed. They've been in business for 12 years. I don't see them going anywhere. So as long as they're in, this is what I'm promoting. I hate jumping from company to company. So when I'm in online business, I do this video today, the one I'm doing right now. 5 years from now, somebody might say, that makes a lot of sense. Let me check out what he do, right? I'm not going to change my company. Okay, so if you're watching this 5 years from now, I'm in the same opportunity as long as Exitus Elite is open. So they're going to click it, go through the process, and let's say high ticket commission I can possibly earn. And it's just those daily activities. On Facebook, I mainly use YouTube and Facebook. Facebook, I post an AI video. I add a caption to it. Sometimes I do call to action. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put the link directly into the post. And I keep it that simple. I just had a few conversations in Facebook Messenger about opportunities. A lot of people are going to come through and try to pitch you theirs, which is okay. Hey, I don't mind. It shows me that you're trying to put in the work and not, hey, I champion that. As long as you put in work, put in action, but just get straight to the point, okay? And I always tell everybody, and I say it all the time, I am in Exodus until they close their doors. I don't promote anything else. It's outside of Power Lead system. That's my marketing system. That's the system I use. Excuse me. That's that code acting up. But that's the system I use to build my capture pages for my email follow-up. And yes, Exodus has it, but I want to control my own. But there's a component in the back office of Exodus that has all that. But I've been a Power Lead system, years before I was out of Exodus. So I understand the structure a little better. So I use the Power Lead system to build my own pages. When you click the link, you're going to see the page. You're going to see the email come through. And the system is going to do the explaining, of course, with the presentation. And they have a call center, which is going to close my sales if I can't get to the phone to close the sales myself. So my main focus, for those who don't want to get on the phone, can you drive traffic? Can you do videos? Can you post? Can you use paid traffic? Run it through your system, okay? And let the system do the heavy lifting. You drive traffic, let the system do the work.
Motivation is a guest. Discipline is a roommate. Motivation shows up when the conditions are perfect. Discipline lives with you. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is permanent. And here is the thing I want you to remember. The more disciplined you are, the less you actually need motivation. Why? Because discipline builds momentum, and momentum is the most powerful motivator of all. The hardest part is starting when you don't feel like it. But once you start, something shifts. You build rhythm. And once you build rhythm, you don't have to think about it. You just move. Show up on the days you do not want to. That's where the magic happens. The next time you wake up tired and motivated and tempted to skip your daily actions, remember this. That's the exact moment that separates the leaders from the needers.
100% true.
Motivation will not carry you, but discipline definitely will.
And one thing I notice about motivation is that a lot of people get motivated when they're in position where they don't want to be. For example, you may be at work and you think about your side business. Now you want to go work your business, right? Because you're in a position or you're at a place you don't want to be in. Okay. But when you get home, now you're at home. Now that's where you want to be. You're more relaxed. Well, your motivation and wore off. That's when discipline needs to kick in. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. My name is Michael Petty. Go ahead and subscribe and click the bell to stay locked in for more videos like this. And I'll see you in the next video.